All right, guys, time for some love and hate. So you know we about to debate. It's your boy Mark, and we got Jazaria here. We are at This Is It, soul food spot, black-owned business right here in the heart of Third Ward. We got our two plates right here. We finna actually open them up real quick and take a look inside so y'all can see what we about to chow down on. Yeah, she about to eat the plastic, y'all. She's showing off that plastic. I'm about to show y'all the food that I'm about to get, you know what I'm saying? All right, y'all can see we got the rice and gravy, mac and cheese, the cabbage. I got my catfish plate going.
I really wanted some barbecue, but it was pork and stuff like that, and the safest option for me is chicken. So that's smothered chicken with some green beans, and you know what I'm saying? Gotta get into the veggies. That's some cabbage right there. That's some potatoes and gravy right. He got some Kool-Aid over there. I got some Gatorade.
Well, today we have our topic. It's actually pretty simple, but it's pretty controversial. Should Christians have a certain look? I'm going to let Jazaria go first, give her opinion on this topic.
All right. Y'all already know what to do before we get into this love and hate debate. Go ahead and put what you think, whether you love this concept or whether you hate this concept, and tell us why. But for me, I think that Christians should not have a look, or people that follow Jesus Christ don't have a look, because I feel like if you're a believer in Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying, then we don't have, I feel like that's religion based. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a certain religion, I feel like, okay, yes, you're going to have a look because you have rules to bind by and things like that. But if you're just like a person that just a believer in Jesus Christ, then most definitely you can look however you want to look, or if whatever your taste is. I don't feel like God is going to be like, you know what, you're going to hell because you want to wear short shorts on a hot day. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I feel like, I do feel like it's an appropriation of like wherever you are, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if I'm with my girls or if I'm with a certain place, you know what I'm saying, I might dress less. Or if I'm around a whole bunch of men, I might cover up a bit more, especially because I'm a single woman, but also, and I don't want to deceive anybody's eyes, but also, even if I did have a husband or something, I feel like that's also appropriation as well, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you want to represent your partner, and I feel like that's in general.
Believe it or not, I actually kind of agree with her on this topic. My thing is this, though, right? Kind of like to what she already said. I don't believe Christians have a certain look, because again, like, it's like there's no one uniform, right? But at the same time, I feel like there is a such thing as not looking Christian, if that makes sense. For instance, right, some of the kind of like she mentioned, some of the things that are deemed as appropriate or inappropriate, right? And I know it's culture to culture based, so it's not, there's no one size fits all, as opposed to, when it comes to how you dress, because a lot of it depends on the era that you grow up in, where you live, what culture you're from. But for the most part, like, there's certain things, if we talk about Christianity, there's certain things that's in the Bible, like in regards to how you kind of like, I guess, present yourself to the public. It's not some uniform like, oh, you guys must all wear a suit, you must all wear, a dress down to your heels. But it's kind of a thing where it's like, if you're going around, like she said, butt naked, or you walking around, with your pants sagging, there's a certain look that it's kind of promoting, let's say, more worldly type views necessarily than Christian, And it's just going based on Christian, but obviously other religions as well. Like, there's no one way to look like you're Muslim, but to a certain extent, there are certain rules that they supposedly live by or go by that prevents them from presenting themselves in a certain way to the public,
I agree with that. But I also feel like, what about your situation? What if you're in a situation or stuff like that where you kind of have to dress a certain way, but what if your words and your actions speak louder than what you dress like? What if a female dresses like she wants to show her body off a little bit more, but her mouth is and her actions show more than what she dresses like? What do you think about that? Or even a guy?
Well, you already know, I believe, or everything is, I think, intent based. Kind of going back into that whole too much is known, much is required, right? Meaning the more you learn, the more you have to, or the more you supposedly change your behavior that you maybe did previously. So like I said, for taking a person, let's say if that's all they have, meaning like, maybe they're not well off, so maybe they only have a certain amount of outfits that they could possibly wear, and they basically wore whatever they could that was clean, to church, even if it wasn't necessarily appropriate or, professional in a sense, or, appropriate for that specific environment. If that person is doing their best, or more importantly, if that person doesn't know any better, especially, then you can't necessarily fault them for that. But at the same time, like you said, because it's intent based, it gets to a point where when you know better and you have the means to do better, then the way you present yourself does have a big impact. And like I said, it's not saying that your heart is wrong, but there is a way that you can present yourself that if you actually care to, that's more, I guess, in a modest fashion necessarily. Because at the end of the day, I think the whole presentation game is mostly dealing with, are you portraying yourself more so like the people in the world, or are you portraying yourself more so like what I guess supposedly being Christ-like is supposed to be about? So I think that's the big thing. So like I said, if I walk around with my pants sagging, it's not like, if that's all I know, then that's one thing. But if I know that that's what the so-called, thugs or whatever is supposed to dress like, and I'm supposed to be trying to portray myself as being different, then why would I continue to dress like them once I know that that's an issue, or once I know that that's the perception that I'm bringing out there into the world,
And I might say this, and when I go back and look at it, it might contradict, but I feel like that the only reason why we dress a certain way is so that we can portray ourselves to other people in this other way. Because at the end of the day, other people are going to be judging us because we're going to be around other people. We live in a world where there's other people. It's not just ourselves. I feel like that is out of consideration, whether you care about people's opinions or not. Because me personally, I feel like if you a follower of Jesus Christ, then I feel like all that matters is what you and God think about what you wear today. Even the simple things as that.
What you were saying was correct. It is a lot about other people's perception, more so than, like, for instance, you can walk around your house butt naked all you want, and it's like, it's not really an issue. Nobody's viewing you. Nobody's looking at you. So it does have a huge impact on your perception, meaning what other people are seeing. And I think the reason why that has some level of importance in life is because of the fact that if you basically, as Christians or people that consider themselves Christ-like or trying to be followers of Christ, to some extent you want to be an example for others. And unfortunately, how you dress and how you appear is part of that package of being an example for other people. If it wasn't about us being an example for anybody else and everybody just do their own thing and learn for themselves, then I would agree a lot about how you dress. Stuff that you can actually help, right? You can't help maybe how you look in the face, but how you dress and how you do your hair and things like that. I think that's the only major reason why it matters, is because when you set an example for other people, they also, sight is one of the senses that they're paying attention to. For instance, like a little boy, if he watches a man walk around and call himself, Christ-like or whatever, and he watches this man dress nice and professional, with a suit on, this and that little boy is going to grow up, and not saying a suit even matters, but just for this example, that little boy, he's going to grow up wanting to dress and be like that person. People are going to use you as the example. So not only are you going to be an example from your lifestyle, people are going to watch how you act, how you dress, all of that. And young people especially are going to pay attention to if you got your boobs out. They're going to pay attention if your skirt run up all the way to your hips or something. They're going to try to mimic that. That's why the Bible says mark that perfect man. Because at the end of the day, young people are going to look up to you, and they're going to try to map what you do. So if your behavior or how you dress is a certain way, they're going to try to mimic that exact behavior.
I still feel like it's still attention. Going back to what you were saying about like intentions, because if you want to have fun, sometimes you can, but it depends if it's appropriate or not in the situation. But I don't look at other people and be like, you can't do that because that is not what I do. Even going back to your example and stuff, what if somebody growing up, or it's a little kid and stuff, and they're like, hey, that person is just like me. So if I can look like this, and if she can look like that and be still Christian, then I can look like this and still believe in God too. And I can still do Christian morals and things like that. And I feel like that's where the impact is. Because I feel like if we have this perspective and like, oh, we have to look and we have to act a certain way to be perfect, that kind of puts in our mind like, oh, I'm not doing enough. In general, even in the Bible it says, and I'm paraphrasing, but God hates religion. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about the religion. I feel like religions teach you how to be perfect in a sense for God to love you. But I feel like if you're perfect to God, each and every relationship with God is different. So that means you're going to be different. The way that other people perceive you is going to be different. It's not going to be the same as everybody else. Yes, you're going to have some similarities, but it's going to be different. So if you choose to rock your life the way that you want to rock your life, then do that, but still have God in your life with you. And that's what makes the difference. And that's why I would be more on the hate side, you know, to this idea that Christians should have a look. I feel like you can look whatever. You can be covered in tattoos. You can have your boobs out and your booty out and stuff like that and still be praising the Lord. Because in some cultures, they be fully naked and praising to God because their intentions in their mind is not to mischieve somebody else, but it's to really give God the glory. So if you really giving God the glory, then praise them, shake your booty, like like do whatever you want because you're really praising God.
So what I realize is that there's a slight difference between authenticity and promoting a certain lifestyle. It's always good to be authentic, meaning don't, like I said, don't pretend to be people or be somebody else, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should promote some things that you're doing in a sense, or everything you do. So let's say the woman who, like you said, dresses a certain type of way. Her dressing like her authentic self is great, but her promoting that to people, that might not exactly be the best thing. It's kind of like a rags to riches story, right? It's always like you praise the people that was able to come up, you know, from bad situations, right, growing up. You idolize the person, or, you know, they're kind of like their path to greatness, their path to success. The difference is that you aren't necessarily promoting the struggle. Like, you're not advocating people go to the hood and act like they're from there, or go get in a gang and go do this different stuff so that way you can look cool and have a success story like them. It's not about saying anything you've ever done wrong, you should try to hide it or act like it never happened.
I agree with that. I feel like nobody should tell anybody how to live their life because everybody has a different lifestyle. Everybody has grown up different. Everybody has a different perspective.
Should there be a such thing as a church and a pastor?
In the Bible, it talks about how church is not just a building. Church is in your heart.
Church is also the congregation. That's why the Bible talks about not lying in your still house. Of course, this is King James Version. You know how they talk. Not lying in your still houses. Basically, not keeping to yourself, like locked away in solitary, going out and like kind of going to that whole, you know, where two or more gather together type concept. So it's kind of about people at the same time. So like, even though it's real tempting for us to kind of stay to ourselves and not want drama from other people and have to worry about trying to impact or influence others, but to some extent, I feel like God, you know, at some point he does want you to go and reach out to other people. So it's not about telling everybody what to do, but it is about exposing them, more importantly, to the Bible. Like, if you do nothing else, it's like when it comes to conviction, the Bible's going to do all the conviction itself. So it's like, now, if you just putting your own little twist on it, that's different. And any conviction a person feels, as opposed to, you know, about them, you telling them what to do and this and that, it's not you, it's whatever the Bible is saying. Exposing people to the information and letting them make the decision for themselves on what they're going to do about it. You're not going to force nobody to serve God. You're not going to force nobody to do things the way you think they should do them. But as long as you expose them to whatever the Bible says, that's really all you can do. That's all God, I think, wants you to do at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, me personally, live your life, live it with Christ. And I can't call you not a Christian because of the way that you look, or not a follower of Jesus Christ because of the way that you look. Because lifestyle and dressing a certain way is two different things. If you feel conviction of something, that's considered you and God. There is one God. There is one Jesus Christ. There is one Holy Spirit. And they're all in three. I believe in the Trinity. So I feel like if you follow him, he'll lead you down the right path. That's all that matters. It don't matter how you came in. It just matters how you come out.
All right, y'all. Remember to like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment on this video. Like you said, team love, team hate about the whole topic itself. Give your viewpoint if you can. We pretty much agreed on like 95% of the stuff. It's like a little different nuances, but for the most part, we both agree on the premise that it's not necessarily any one look that a Christian should have, you know? So, again, you guys give y'all a piece in the comments if y'all got any expertise or just any little experience, you know, dealing with the topic. Just let us know, because we love to have y'all engagement and love to hear back from y'all. So, again, like I said, peace out. We see y'all to the next episode.